Hey everyone, it's Charlie Morgan here and welcome back to another video. Now, there's a pretty strong chance that just made you very uncomfortable. I'm not here, that was not supposed to be cut out or clipped out, that silence. That was intentional. If that made you uncomfortable, then you're going to struggle to grow your agency. And I'm going to sort of explain why here. Basically, being able to deal with silence is a really, really important skill to have as an agency owner, because it helps you think, when it comes to conversations, but most importantly, it helps you sell. And if you can't sit through, brief periods of silence, and you feel anxious and tense during periods of silence, then what's going to happen is you're going to automatically fill them, right? And really, when you're selling to people and when you're on a sales call, you need people to be able to think through the decision, right? And you need to give people time to actually think and process not only their answers to your questions, but also their response to the stimulus of your product. So this is really important in sales. Right, and you'll notice I've just done it again, right? I'm giving you that sort of brief second of silence and you'll probably find it uncomfortable or strange, and I'm not going to do it again throughout the video, don't worry, I won't ambush you with more silence. But this is really important with sales, because when you ask someone a question, you need to know their answer. But the problem is they probably don't know their answer until they've actually thought through the question. And so if you ask someone, hey, why are you on this call today? And then they say, I'm not sure. Then you have to just stay silent and just remain your lips are sealed, you just don't say anything. Because what that silence does is it implies to the prospect that they haven't given you the answer that you need from them to give you. And so because most people are uncomfortable with silence, they'll start to fill the silence, and they'll be like, so I'm not quite sure, and it's having this problem, and then they'll start just unraveling on you. And all you have to do to get people to give you the information you want is basically shut up. And so today's video, the theme is being silent, and ironically I'm probably going to talk to you for about 10 to 20 minutes on the topic of silence. However, it's really important. So there's a couple of uses of silence when it comes to sales. So the first one I've sort of briefly touched on already, which is basically using it during the line of questioning on a sales call. So the way you should conduct your discovery calls, and do you know what, I'm actually going to get distracted and do this. That's not a play for silence. Every time I have a video idea, I add it to a Trello board so I don't lose them. I might do a video on how to conduct discovery calls and structure them. I just wrote it down there. But when you're conducting or just sort of making a discovery call happen, you need to have a structure, right? And if you don't have a structure, then you're kind of screwed. But the way we structure discovery calls at Imperium, and all of our clients do, is you start off with a line of questioning. Right, and typically you're going to ask the prospect 15 to 20 questions about their business and them to understand their situation, to see if you're a good fit for them, so you can proceed to start to close them and sell them on what you do. Now, the problem is that most people are really bad at asking questions. And it's not down to the question they ask, it's down to the silence they give the person to answer. Because most people just want to talk, and most people want to share their opinion and their perspective and their frame on the topic of conversation, because their ego is trumping their ability to have humility to listen to the other person. And so you might notice this either in yourself or a friend or a family member or someone in a conversation where you're talking to them and explaining something, but they're not really listening, because what they're listening to is their internal dialogue about what they're going to contribute on top of what you've already said. And so it's very hard from a sales perspective for a prospect to feel understood and to be able to properly articulate their problems and their desires and pain points that you need to use to leverage them to close. They won't articulate that if you don't demonstrate that you're clearly listening to them. And the best way to demonstrate you're clearly listening to someone is just to be quiet and just to shut up. So I've had quite a lot of people book sales calls and discovery calls with me or my team from this YouTube channel. And what you guys will probably notice if you're watching this and you've already booked, by the way, why haven't you bought from us? I'm joking. What you'll notice is when you hopped on a call with me or a team member, we were pretty silent. We were like, okay, well, we're going to ask you some questions and you can tell us the answers and we'll go from there. And then we'd ask you questions and then you'd tell us and then we'd just shut up. And then we'd ask you another question. And so like being able to give people the time they need to think is important, and being able to give people the silence they need to answer your questions is important, because most business owners are chaotic. And if you want to scale and grow your agency and get more clients, then you need people to like know what you do, but most importantly, know what they do first. So before you can pitch someone and explain what you do, the person needs to explain their life away to you, so that when they buy from you, when you pitch them, naturally what you're pitching them can be tailored to the information they've given you. So you can't really obtain that information without silence. And so if you're uncomfortable with silence, and if someone answers your question and you're not quite satisfied with the answer and you jump in and start the conversation again, then you're going to be in trouble. You've got to let them speak, and then you give after every time someone asks me a question, after everyone answers my question on a sales call, I always give like 2 seconds of silence. So I'll be like, okay, John, so walk me through, what do you sell over at your agency? And then he'll be like, so we sell Facebook ads, but we do some Google ads and YouTube and yeah, a few other things. And then I'll be silent for like a couple of seconds. And he'll be like, so by a few other things, I mean, we do graphic design. And then he'll just, because it implies that they haven't told you what you need to know. And so you just shut up. And then if you leave 2 seconds of silence after each answer, then the prospect will fill that gap with more information about them, their pain, their desires, and what they need from you. That means that your pitch can be 10 times more impactful, because you know what to say to appeal to these things they reveal to you because of the silence. So that's number one. Number two is when you basically are handling objections and closing the person. So I don't really close people, I let them close themselves by just shutting up, right? So the way I structure my deals and my sales calls and my pitch is to have a really fucking good product, to have a really confident and convicted pitch, because I know I can get them what they want, to have all the information about them and their business and their pain points and their desires and everything, and then to basically just have a no-brainer guarantee. It's like a complete risk reversal. And then once I've said that to them, I'm just like, okay, yeah, I'm happy to answer any questions. And then they ask me questions, and then I'll answer all their questions. And then after they finished asking all their questions, then they've got all the information that they need in their mind to make a decision, which is really important. You don't have to pitch your heart away. Your pitch should be like 2 minutes long, and then you just let them pull the information from you they need to make a decision. Then once they stop asking the questions, they won't need any more information. So anything you add in addition to that would be irrelevant to them, and they won't use it. It will be like the antithesis of the right thing to get to buy. And then they have all the information they need. They know what the price is. They know they've got a problem. They know I've got a solution. They know I can guarantee return on investment. And then I just shut up. And then they'll be like, oh, okay, and then it'll either be, how do we move forward, or like an objection. And then if it's an objection, I'll leave a bit more silence. So we're like, can I think about it? Would that be? And then they'll start to just fill this gap. And I'd be like, well, what would you need to think about? And then just zoop. But people think with objection handling that more is more, less is more. With closing, less is more, right? You just, like the person, I gotta think about it. Well, what on earth would you need to think about? Oh, I just want to check through my finances. Okay. Okay, can I go do that? Well, why do you need to check through your finances? Oh, because I just want to make sure that blah, 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 blah. They're just confused, right? And they're trying to get out of it. And I'm like, well, if someone says they want to check their finances, it implies they've got some doubt in our ability to generate them a return. Where do you think that doubt might be coming from? Oh, well, it's just to do with this. And I think that like, I need to just make sure that I can get this. And I'm like, listen, John, if you do this program, you're never going to have to check your finances ever again. And I mean that. And you'll sign and we'll go through the deal again. And we'll be like, this is how many appointments you need. This is how many appointments our average client generates. I can prove that with the results that we've got and all the reviews. You've got this problem, I've got this solution. Why would we need to check anything? It's the right fit. Boom, dead silence, right? And then they'll just be like, okay, and then you're just silent. It's a really good way to close, and it's a really good way to sell. And I find that often you can say way more by saying nothing at all. So that's basically the thing, silence. There's 2 applications. I just wanted to record a quick video on it because most people like to talk, me included, but I know when to shut up and listen and have the and give the prospect the respect they deserve to explain their situation to me and unravel their thoughts. And if you're uncomfortable with silence and it makes you uncomfortable, then you need to work on that. And like, you just need to like, just become aware of the patterns of thought that happen when there's a bit of silence. So maybe you're with a friend that you don't know very well, and like you're in a car or on a walk, and then there's like a period of silence, and then you're desperately like, oh my god, how do I feel this silence? Oh my god, and these last questions, and you just start freaking out, and you need to just notice the freak out and be like, okay, it's just a bit of silence, and then you relax, and then they'll say something, or you'll pick something up, and then you carry on the conversation. So silence is a weapon, it's really useful, and I want you to use it in your sales calls. So if you enjoyed today's video, please do like it, because it helps me help you. I think my camera just cut out as I was doing my outro. But if you enjoyed this video, just don't forget to press like, because obviously it helps me help you. Also subscribe, because then you can see more videos like this. I do upload 3 times per week to help agency owners get more clients. In the description below, there will be 2 links. The first link will take you through to a funnel that you can use to book a call with me or a member of my team, so we can basically explain our program to you. Don't worry, we won't use too much silence on you. We will use a fair bit, because it helps you understand yourself. But you know, if you do want to book a call with us to explore how we can help you get way more clients and way more success in your agency, then you can click that first link. And in the second link, there will be a Facebook group where we share more information and more content similar to this to help you grow and get more clients. Now, what I don't want you to do with this YouTube channel is put your notifications on. Like, don't click that little bell thing. Just check back every now and then, and I upload quite often, but I don't want you to be notified of my uploads, because it would distract you from your work, and that's not a good thing. So that's everything from me. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.